Go again.
Matthews anytime goal.
Thank you all so much for tuning in to the 14th straight PHNX Coyotes Postgame Show, Pack Therapy Edition. And don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Leave us a 5-star review. I'm Leah here with Craig. We gave Petey the night off, and we brought in one Jason Demers. JD, welcome back to the show. It's been a while.
I'm happy to be back and happy to see that punum over there. There he is. We got a smile out of him, folks. We're going to be handing the reins to you tonight.
Yeah, we needed to. We needed a new voice. Like we're
calling the closer. We almost had it. They're coming.
What else do we say in the 14th straight post-game show? I don't know.
We almost had it. You're right there, but they decided to go through the same again. Instead of go up, over, and shoot.
Yep.
Up, over, shoot. Anyway,
want to get right to it?
Yeah, JD, why don't you give your initial thoughts on this game?
I mean, tale of two games a little bit. Again, it's kind of the story for the Coyotes. A little bit of a late push, kind of lulls the team to sleep. It's 3-0. Kerfoot, makes amends for his turnover on that was that third goal, and then they just kind of keep pushing. They had some chances at the end. You like to see that, but again, it's letting the game slip early on and then having to chase it. You can't chase in this league, and especially a team like Toronto. You're playing with fire. I mean, they had looks at the end. They hit a post. They hit a crossbar with Stetcher. But, when you're banking on comebacks all the time, it just doesn't work out.
Yeah, I mean, they avoided giving up a goal in the first 10 minutes of the game.
We were celebrating that here.
Small victories, right? Yeah. But you talk about chasing the game. Like, you were breaking down a couple of those goals, a couple of those early goals.
Yeah.
What'd you see?
Well, October mistakes in February is kind of what I asked. I was like, that's just kind of assignment stuff that it's either on the coaching staff. Guys need to be detail oriented, because at this point, if guys aren't kind of prepared to go, it's kind of on the coaching staff, but also guys just staying locked in. Toronto's a detailed, they're not a detailed team. They're a lot more high powered offense. So you have to be detailed defensively. And you just got to kind of play tight, minimize the chances, and counterpunch like they did on their 2 goals.
Yeah.
But you can't afford to play a wide open style game against them, because they're going to beat you at that game all day, every day. That's where they live.
Yeah.
That's why you saw in the third, they kind of tighten it up a little bit more direct to the net. They come back in the game, but before they were trying to skate through the neutral zone, missed assignments in the D zone, and they're going to burn you every time.
Yeah, I mean, the Logan Cooley turnover at the offensive blue.
Yeah.
I think that was right before you walked in, actually.
Yeah.
And then, he doesn't get back on Matty Knies. So there's that one. But then you talked about the deflection as well. Yeah. It's just net front, and we've seen this all season long.
Yeah, breaking it down for fans right now, so that initially
not right this second. So,
are we not?
Sorry. No.
Okay, no, we're good.
Yeah, so we're the lower screen.
Yeah. Okay, this is my first one back. Look, it sounds like things are improved.
Don't
we're getting
worry
more cash for breaking down video. I love it now. No, but yeah, it's a breakdown in the breakdown off a face-off. You don't want to see that. And then the Kerfoot, he turns it over, and then credit to him trying to get back, but sometimes an over back check kills you more than it helps you, because it's always that second wave that's going to score. And Dumba makes a great play on the 2-on-1.
Yeah,
who is our dog?
Spoiler
he makes a great play on the 2-on-1, and the puck's on the outside. That the least dangerous guy is the guy on the outside, and we have 2-3 guys go to him. What happens? Mats.
Yeah.
The guy you don't want getting the puck in that position scores. So
leave these guys are alone walking up the slot.
Yeah. I love all these guys in this team, and they work hard, but there's working hard and working smart. And these guys you got to, especially I've been in these games. I've been in this situation before with this team, but it was at the start of the year versus the end of the year. You just got to stay locked into the details because that's what's going to get you out of it. You have to play an ugly style hockey because you're, as much as you don't admit it, you're fragile mentally. A goal goes in, you go, oh no, not again.
Yeah.
So you have to make sure that, listen, boys, we're going to win this 1-0 and shootout if we have to, but we can't give up easy goals. We can't let them have goals, because if we let them have goals, well, then we're just going to be chasing it. And, you know, it'd be better if Toronto was chasing them versus the other way around, because they got more firepower. So you got to kind of know what you have, and you got to keep each other accountable. That's what we said, is just keeping each other accountable day in and day out when you get to the rink.
I want to come back to that in a minute. I know you want to get to by the numbers, but
well, first I want to say that it was funny because we're sitting here watching them not allow a goal in the first 10 minutes, which feels like it hasn't happened in forever.
That's a win.
And and all of us here, there's a bunch of us here in the office tonight were saying, oh, but like they don't even have a shot. But what PD's kind of been hammering home is like the game plan almost has to be not even focusing on scoring as much as it is just like getting out of that first period, like not down, or getting out of the first 10 not down. Like focus on the defense to start the game, so you're not digging yourself in a hole to start. And it's just something that we've seen again and again and again with this team, just coming from behind, and especially on this 14 game losing streak now. It just keeps happening.
And it's not an indictment on the guys. Like, they just don't have the firepower that these other teams have. So when you don't have that, you look back to the Kings a couple years ago when they were rebuilding. Be a counterpunching team. Like, I know it's late in the season, you're trying to stick to your system and your morals, but like, it hasn't really worked. So just be a counterpunching team. Play a little bit more of a zone defense, contain when you can close, and then counterpunch. Like on the PK goal with Kerfoot, Michelli goal, they kind of create a turnover and they end up in the O zone. They create some opportunities.
Yeah.
And just be a counterpunching team. Don't worry about leading the charge, because again, it looks pretty for them when they're zipping around the zone. The defense are going low. The forwards are interchanging. But again, if you look at it from a large scale, bird's eye view, everybody's on the perimeter.
Yeah.
So again, teams in the NHL are going to be like, okay, have that perimeter, because you got to get to the paint to score. Where Logan scored, you have to get to the paint if you want to score. It's the good teams do that. And the good teams know how to do that night in and night out. So you have to do that more consistently than the other team, and limit those chances. Just limit those little mental errors that they've had.
All right, well, let's now take a look at the numbers presented by Desert Financial Credit Union, Arizona's #1 credit union, named by
Petey.
Forbes. Yeah, Petey's here in the chat. All right, these are the numbers. Coyotes outshot the Leafs 32-26.
Hey.
Hits for the Coyotes 46, 31 for the Leafs. Blocks 16 for the Coyotes, 22 for the Leafs. And shot attempts 74 for the Coyotes and 57 for the Leafs. So.
I mean, the one thing you could say about this team is they work hard.
Yeah.
Turingi Bears got them working night in and night out, but we said
work smart.
Work smart.
Yeah.
Like it's you're buzzing around, 90 miles an hour, and you're all over the place, shots around the net. You're gonna get chances, but don't forget about the defensive side of the puck, working smart. If you just overcommit yourself because you're like, we gotta score, we gotta win, we gotta chase. Well, you gotta teach these young guys that sometimes slowing down a little bit's better, especially against a team like Toronto. Like, you have to mind your P's and Q's, because they're gonna get you if you make a turnover. They're just waiting for it. Those guys are cookie monsters on that team. They look for that's a good one.
That's what we have done Logan Cooley's goal, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
That's it. And then Kerfoot's too. They're just waiting for that. They're waiting for you to kind of fall asleep, and to Petey's defend. Have to. Can't win without defense wins championships is the worst cliche, but the most true cliche in all sports.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And this was a unique set of by the numbers too, because there was only one minor penalty in this game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess if you want to take away a positive, was that the Coyotes weren't, like, we saw Liam O'Brien.
Couple games, right? Stay out of the box.
Yeah.
That's it. They went on a run there. 7-6.
And you don't want, like, especially against a team like the Leafs, that's the last team you want on the power play. So that's a positive we can take away. We saw O'Brien drop the gloves with Ryan Reeves, which, holy moly.
Good for him.
Wow.
I thought he held his own. I don't know why Revo's given this one. I'm like, he's 40 pounds lighter than you. And he hung in there.
Yeah.
Like OB has proven that he just works and does what the team needs. So, and I like when he's kind of controlled and not taking penalties. He plays on the edge.
Yeah.
But I love the way he plays and his storyline and where he's come from. So he's always a good guy to root for.
Yeah, but only that one minor penalty and didn't allow a goal. So listen, that's a win from tonight. Okay, they've lost 14 straight.
Win.
What do you want me to say?
To.
What do you want me to say?
I don't know.
That's a win.
Honestly,
that's a win.
Don't know.
It's a win in the tankathon, I guess.
There you go.
Oh boy. Well, you guys were. I left you in charge of choosing tonight's Desert Dog and him.
Yeah.
So
right, Desert Dog.
Let's reveal who is tonight's Desert Dog, and it's Matt Dumba. To the surprise of a few, I'm sure. 4 shots on goal, 5 hits, and second on the team in time on ice with 23-14.
Bill Armstrong probably loved that.
Yeah.
Because
good place to showcase
especially in
Toronto. Bill's there. 14. You know, he's just looking for those picks.
That's right.
So what about Matt Dumba stood out to you tonight?
He was physical. I think when Dumba's engaged physically and when he's playing good on the D side of the puck, he is a good skater. Yeah. And when he's not taking crazy risks in the O zone, but shooting the puck on net. When I played against him those years in Minnesota when he was so good, he picked his spots, but he was very dynamic offensively in the O zone. But everywhere in between, he was physical, and it was hard to get by him. And when he does that, he's effective. Yeah. And when he doesn't do that and kind of plays on his heels, it doesn't work out for him. So when he's on his toes, and he was on his toes, and I mean, 23 minutes, good on you. I thought he played a good game. He did a lot of good things.
Altex is very upset that it's not Kerfoot. Altex, it was Kerfoot last game, so we had
It's hard to get Kerfoot made. Well, Kerfoot's I would say like the make amends player. Yeah. Because he made amends
so did Cooley. Like, it's funny that both players who scored for the Coyotes tonight also made mistakes earlier in the game.
Yeah. That led directly to goals.
Yeah. Yes.
But, you have a D-man. I'm picking a D.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is what happens when JD's our guest host.
Dumba played well tonight, so
he sees
get over it, chat.
Well, JD sees the intangibles, so sometimes I look at the score sheet and I'm like, oh, Cooley and Kerfoot, they scored, but there's more. There's more to the game than just scoring goals.
Give love to the guy that didn't get some points, but played the right. I was looking at OB
for dropping the gloves,
and having like 6 hits. But listen, they scored Kerfoot and those guys, and Kerfoot's 10th and Cooley's 9th. So
yeah.
I mean, listen,
and a shorthanded goal for Kerfoot too. I feel like it's also just a lock to bet a guy against his former team. Like, there's something to that as well.
Yeah, or AMATs against the Coyotes.
Yeah. Oh my God,
that's
a lock.
Yeah, 53 goals now. Yeah, 53.
Ladies and gentlemen, did you hear that deep exhale by Craig Morgan? That is a man defeated.
Listen, I'm covering this team in this stretch.
Can we send out some hugs, some virtual hugs?
Yeah, hit the like button. When we actually see the thumbs up, it like pops up on the screen and makes us really happy. So please hit the like button on this video.
Earlier in the studio, I asked JD, you remember the last time I watched playoffs? And he said, with me, baby. And I said, no, because you were in the fucking bubble. So I didn't get to cover it. I didn't get to cover it. The one time this team has been in the playoffs since 2012 was in a bubble where I couldn't be there. So
we were trying to get you in too.
You were not.
I was. Listen, we need a guy here front and center. We need Craig front and center.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, we have more to get to. But first, I want to let everybody know about our next event we have coming up. We had so much fun this past Sunday at our hike and at Four Peaks. And we're going to go back to Four Peaks on March 24th for a pregame meetup for the Arizona Coyotes versus Dallas Stars game. There will be 2 different options for this. You can either buy a whole package that includes a ticket to the game, or if you're a season ticket holder or already have tickets or can't make the game, you can stop by our pregame meetup at Four Peaks. The tickets will go on sale tomorrow, open to diehards first, so look out for the link tomorrow in the Discord and then later on our Twitter account. But really looking forward to this. We always have a great time chatting with the diehards and going to Four Peaks as well.
Is Shady Rays going to be there?
JD Rays.
What's the beer with the highest alcohol content at Four Peaks? Because before a game against the Dallas Stars.
It's going to be a stout with Tanev now. Look out. It's going to be a stout. A nice stout or
a nice Uber over to the arena.
Yeah. We're Ubering there and back. What day is that again?
Sunday the 24th. So
Yeah.
you gone?
I might be gone.
That's a bummer.
I was looking for that.
Man. Anyway, so looking forward to that. Again, look out for the link for that tomorrow. Craig, everyone in the chat is commending your F-bomb. But one thing that doesn't frustrate Craig is banking with Desert Financial Credit Union.
Oh, because they give me a vault with gold
I
in
mean,
it.
they
So,
treat Craig immaculately.
Did you got that? Give me some coins, fella.
Well, when you open a free checking account online right now at Desert Financial Credit Union, you get $200 in bonuses. So get started by visiting desertfinancial.com/200. And last but not least, JD said it was pretty much a lock for Auston Matthews to score today against the Leafs. And I believe it was the most prop bet in this game tonight. And all those people cashed in over at BetMGM. So if you want to make some money betting on hockey or betting on whatever else, baseball's right around the corner, make sure you do so with BetMGM. Sign up for BetMGM. Use the bonus code PHNX. Place your first BetMGM Sportsbook wager through the BetMGM Sportsbook mobile application for at least $5. You'll receive $150 instantly in additional winnings, regardless of your wager's outcome. Check out the show notes for full details. And now listen to Damon talk about the disclaimer.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 Massachusetts. 21 plus to wager. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP Arizona. 1-800-BETS-OFF Iowa. 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help Michigan. 1-800-981-0023 Puerto Rico in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. Visit BetMGM.com for terms. This promotional offer is not available in New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico.
Oh, the chat. I'm dying. You guys are funny.
Look at GGGGG, eh?
Yep.
That's got to be Chaika or something out there.
How much longer is GGG's going to be here?
Yeah, that's got to be John Chaika out there.
Might have to say goodbye.
Oh, that's hilarious. All right. Well, PD was here earlier. People were saying,
GGG, why don't you mix in a vowel? They're all consonants.
Oh my God. All right. Well, we did promise that we're going to have you break down the second goal, which we can do now if you would like.
Let's do it.
Normally we do PD's puck talk, but we're going to do JD's puck talk instead. So this is the second goal.
PD, I know you're watching me, so
pressure's on.
Before we get started, so at the start of the face-off, people remember Schmaltzy got kicked out.
Yep.
And anytime you're a centerman, you get kicked out, you want to communicate to your winger, hey, what's our assignment? Because Hates is a center. They're both centers, so they should know. So they should communicate and be like, I'm going out or you're going out or am I staying? Clearly there wasn't that. Love both these guys. Hates loses the draw. Schmaltzy goes out to his guy. So right now in a perfect world, you want center on center. You want your D-man who's on the wall, which I don't love this, but the way they play, they want Kessering to follow that winger in the middle, which is Nylander, out to the point. What happens? Let's roll to the next clip. This is what you don't want to see is a D-man above the top of the circle covering air. And this is what happens. So Kessering kind of goes the wrong way, tries to overcommit. Baird Hayton now, who's gotten up from falling, thinks he's going on Nylander now because he isn't red. So there's a lack of communication. This is a 5-man issue. It's not one guy that made a mistake. The group of them as a whole has to communicate. But again, listen, you're still okay. You have somebody net front that's on the forward, but Hate's got to stay on that guy. He's got to recognize that Kessering has now went out to the point, and he's got to stay with Domi. Let's roll it to the next one. The shot starts going to the net. Hates is now left, went to Nylander, which Nylander's not even a threat to get the puck, and he's on his backhand back to the net. The dangerous guy is Domi, who has not moved from the dot, and nobody took him. And then the guy that's net front. And as a D-man, kids back home, you never wanted to defend net front with your stick into the cross-checking into the back. You want to get underneath the stick if you're a smaller defenseman like Dursey. When I was smaller, I said, I'm not going to be able to out-battle somebody net front. You know, it's unless it's a guy small like Marner, I have to get underneath the stick into the hands, lift it up into the sky, and use your tushy, box him out. Dursey does a box out, which is what you want from before, but you leave the stick exposed. What happens? Easy tip for a guy in the NHL, and you're leaving Connor Ingram out to dry because a shot from the point with no tip, he's making that save 99.9 out of 100. They don't. he makes a beautiful tip, but this is an avoidable play, and it's like one of those cascading error mistakes where it's like contagious. One mistake leads to another, and it's all could be easily avoided with communication. And if you're a centerman and you're a kid and you get kicked out of the draw, you have to make sure before you set, look at everybody. You can talk to Brad Richardson. Shout out B Rich. You look at everybody. Everybody know what they're going. I got out. I got back. You got this man. I got this man. And you should be yelling. Anytime I got to the draw, no matter where I was, I'm screaming, hey, I got him. Okay. And then everybody should, just after that, everybody's
Sound
like, hey,
off.
I got my guy. That's easy. Then you're done.
It is crazy because like you never think about, you see people get kicked out of face-offs all the time,
Yeah,
but you don't
it's-
really like, it's really interesting that play went wrong just in that moment, just because of the lack of communication.
And Toronto is one of like the best statistically generating offense off of draws offensively. So, they have a bunch of plays they run and they get lost. They have a bunch of different nuanced things, but that's something that's easily avoidable. Yeah. And I'm a huge fan. I cannot stand a D-man going out to the point unless you're going center on center. If you're going center on center and the D just stick with their wingers, that's fine for like 5 seconds. I think, especially off a draw quick hitter, if everybody knows where they're going, you just like Kessler and just stay with Nylander. And then you have because then at that point, the only play they have because everybody's covered is a shot to the net. But if you're taking the stick, nothing's there.
And that's the other thing. You talked about the communication, how you can solve all that, but that's another fundamental that we've seen be an issue with this team all season long is net front and tying up sticks. It's been an issue all season long.
You don't need to listen. The game has kind of been now changed rules wise to benefit offense.
Yeah.
But there's ways around it. And I've always, when I played, I was like, doesn't matter what I do net front, when that shot comes, anything I could do to negate him having his stick.
Yeah.
So I would do stuff where I would literally fall on the stick. So I would just dive on the stick. I would put the stick between my legs and twist it, and I'd cross my legs. Anything to get the stick.
Great.
And it's things that like
I love stuff like that.
Yeah, I learned over the years. Like if a guy had his stick on the ice and there's a backdoor tapping coming and the rebound's coming out, I would just physically put my legs between his stick and just wrap and fall. Because then the guy can't score. He can't score with his skate or his hand.
Yeah.
So it's just doing whatever you can to get that stick and allowing this goaltending duo that's been great all year. They've left it a little bit, and we talked about it during the game. Like, when you're giving up this many shots and this many grade A opportunities, which they have categorically, like all year, it's been a lot of grade A chances from the slot. Goalies are going to wear down, but the one thing you can do is just take sticks.
Yeah.
You tell your goalie, you got the first one, I got everything else. That's it. And just see it. Let him see it. You don't have to kill anybody. It's an easy thing just to lift the stick. But it's missed in a lot of young defensemen, and I don't feel like it's not being taught as much as it used to be. It's everybody else box out, box out, box out. And I'm like, okay, box out's all great, but Joe Pavelski, you could box him out, but he's tipping the puck from the top of the circles in. Yeah. You got to eliminate the stick and then box out. That's the most important thing. That's what scores the goal. It's not the body, unless it hits him, but the chances of that are a lot lower than a tip. So,
well,
that's a breakdown, folks.
There you go.
Let's go.
Dave said hire.
What you know about that?
Dave said hire JD to teach our defense.
I mean,
because obviously no one else.
It would be nice if some of the alumni are around for player development on this organization.
I want to go back to something.
Alumni is great, though. I just played in the game.
Oh yeah, down in Tucson.
I was out in Tucson. Come watch us. It's on YouTube. U of A. We beat the wheels off of them. No, they're good kids. It was a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
The alumni here is like the guys running it are phenomenal. It's really cool. It's a cool group of guys. I've been skating with them now for quite a while, and it's amazing the guys that even though they're not part of the organization, which is a organizational thing, they're still all playing together and wanting to be a part of the alumni and help out. And I saw that firsthand going to Tucson, and man, all the guys staying around, signing autographs, going up in the concourse. Yeah. Shane Doan walking around the concourse, talking to anybody they want to talk about, because it was, and not having to do that. Ray Whitney, hanging around to sign autographs, like a guy that played 23 years.
Maybe you guys could run clinics in the off season. I'm just saying for the Coyotes.
I'd love to. I'd love to do any of that. I'd love to just bring me out there.
Those informal skates.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I was gonna
Get out
say
there
this
and
year I
teach.
might go out and skate those informal skates.
There you go.
Just
teach
skate
some
a
of
couple
those
winners.
tricks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get the defense. I like that. I want to go back to something we were talking about earlier, which was the fact we were talking about, the slide they're on 14 games. And you've not 14 games, obviously, because the last time they went this long was when they set the Coyotes record in 2003-04. But you were part of a very long losing streak.
Easy.
I mean, it's
Easy.
facts. It's facts.
Cox first season.
Easy.
But
You remember it.
But
I remember
you were there. Like the one thing that you have that Craig and I don't is you were in the National Hockey League as a player.
God, did we feel like we were in a lot of those games? How many heartbreakers in that?
Yeah.
Oh man, how many tie games did we have with like 2 minutes left, and we would just blow it?
What's the mindset in the room? How do you? I mean, I know it's a stupid question in a way to say how do you get out of it, but what was the focus? What were the messages in the room?
Number one is you can't feel sorry for yourself, because I did hear Bear kind of talk, and I did like what he said. Listen, it's a privilege to play in this league. There's tons of people that want to be where you are. So don't feel sorry for yourself or think you're special, even though you're on this losing streak. And the only people, and the other thing is the only people that can get you out of it is the guy sitting next to you. So hold each other accountable and build each other up, but also like there's a line to toe with like building each other up and being positive, but also like if you truly are friends and teammates, you can look at a guy and be like, you're playing like dog shit.
Yeah.
Wake up. And a guy can, and when I played, the one thing I loved and a guy that I did it a lot with who picked up on it quick was Kells and Schmaltz and guys like that is, I was 33 and I'd have Kells yelling down the bench at me, but I loved it because I'm like, okay, he's engaged, and I'd be like, don't turn the puck over, and he'd be like, well, don't give me a bad pass, and I'd be like, you little rat. but I like to see that, like it's like have a little jam. It's just be like, there's nothing wrong with yelling at a teammate. And I had some guys that berated me, but after the game, you have your arm around you. Hey, it's like, I love you, but it's like, it's a privilege to play in this league. Play like it, and don't feel sorry for yourself afterwards that you got yelled at because you weren't doing your job. If you don't do your job, you write a bad article. If someone's Saul in the back is coming down on you with the hammer of Thor.
Yeah, plenty of readers too. So
yeah,
I'm not in the room. I'm not on the bench, but I wonder: do they have those voices? Do they have you chirping somebody? Do they have Brad Richardson getting in somebody's grill and telling them it's not acceptable what they're doing?
It's hard to recreate a Bradley Richardson.
Yes,
and
it is.
I mean, it's
unique.
different because, we had, when you look back, Derek Stepan, Nicholas Jarmelson, and it was a donor before us. And I'm not, there's no indict, like I love the guys in the room and I think Krauser and those guys all have it in them. I think it's hard, I wish, and it's tough to be on a Coyotes. Oh, geez, Coyotes.
Are you on Coyote right now?
I might be on Coyote. A Coyotes podcast and like be like, oh yeah, like management's got to give them something to work with and like show them that they have confidence in them. And we kind of went back to earlier in the year when they were in a playoff spot. I mean, earlier in the year, 13 games ago. 13 games ago, they were in a playoff spot or just on the outside where it's like, I know there's a plan of picks and growing and you got to replenish draft picks. But there's sometimes adjusting the plan and being like, hey, we might have something here. Let's show the guys confidence. And the guys might not feel it. And that's always something where it's like top to bottom. You kind of got to be on the same page. And I think guys in that room that have been here a long time want to win and want accountability. And I mean, these guys work so hard, and I see them I skate with a lot of them in the off season, and these guys are all here early. This is one of the teams and organizations where guys are here like 2 months in advance.
Yeah.
And, say what you want but these guys come and they work. So it's like, it's just like, do they have the voice? Yeah, but I think they need more of it. I think they have them in there, but they need more of them. I definitely think they could do with some more guys that and that's kind of goes to your 13 games ago, you're in a playoff position or just on the outside. Like, adjust the plan. There's nothing wrong with being like, hey, we might have something here. Maybe we bring somebody in. Maybe we just bring somebody that might not be a huge splash, but who knows, might keep us in a playoff spot. Instead of being like, no, we're going to stick to the plan and trade everybody away at the deadline. Because those guys all know that. They're thinking that.
I know what's coming now.
You know that. You know what's coming now. And they might have known that 13 games ago. And it's like you kind of didn't address anything. And this is what happened. So I think they're working hard. They're playing hard. Everybody's doing their best. And, it's such a cheap thing to say because, I know fans demand more. But, yeah, like I think there's voices in that room that are keeping guys accountable. I know you're not the biggest fan of closed door meetings. I think they can work. You can't have too many of them.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many they've had this year. I try to not bug the guys too much when they're playing and just kind of lend support and be like, hey, keep going, keep your head up. But yeah, it's to that point. But now you're kind of like, now you're really out. So it's like now you got to kind of play for each other and for contracts and for your pride of the team. Because, unless you go on a huge run, which there's going to be some teams loading up now, and you're probably going to lose some guys.
Yep.
So now it's time to kind of prepare again. And it's a shitty thing to say, prepare for next year, but you got to start building identity now and come together and be like, listen, we're probably not going to make the playoffs. We might. You never say never, but let's go. Turn this thing around. Let's win the next 13. The year we lost those games to start the year, we were top 2 or 3 in the league after Christmas. Because guys said, we're out of the playoffs. We all knew it. We're all talking to you like we're done.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to say it, but we're going to come and work our ass off every night and win games. And we did. So it's like, at least and then that next season we came in, we had juice. Guys were like, okay, we got something here.
Yeah.
So hopefully they can do that. And if I'm a leader in that room, that's what I'm harping on as hard as it is. And it's credit to guys that can be on a losing team and come in. It's the hardest thing to do. Being on a winning team is the easiest time to play hockey and come into a rink. It's hard to show up night in and night out and work. So hopefully they kind of keep it going that way. That's my elevator pitch. That's my rant, folks.
There you go.
I kind of sounded like Petey there. I talked for an hour. I was hovering over above, and I was like, this is long. This is long. I'm trying to wrap it up.
Oh,
Land
my God.
You did say you want me to take the reins.
Yeah.
So I know you needed the rest.
I didn't feel like I wanted you to take Petey's spot, though.
Yeah.
We did want a quick night. So.
I could never take Petey's. I know. Where's the clock? Am I on a shot clock?
We have a super chat from Peter. Said, thank you for another great pack therapy. Thank you, Peter. And thanks, you Peter. All for being here. We're all going to get through it together. And 14 straight games. 14 straight losses, that is. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule to see when that next win might come. And they have a chance tomorrow against the Ottawa Senators. Then it's on
Circle the Fifth
to Washington.
Yep. That's what I'm looking at.
Chicago at home, Minnesota at home, Detroit at home. So you guys think Chicago's the next one?
Well, if there's a helter-skelter team that you could steal one from, it's Ottawa. And especially just, they're waiting for you.
Yep.
Were they playing tonight?
Ottawa? I'll take a look.
Did they play tonight?
I don't think so.
I don't think they played. So
if they didn't, then
they did not.
Listen, you get out to an early lead, you ride Vejmelka. It's a Vejmelka steal game here.
All right.
This is where you need a Scott Wedgwood performance.
We've been talking about it for days.
You need a Wedgwood performance right now. You need the wedgie performance.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's been a tough stretch for Coyotes fans, but OGs has your back, whether you're looking to just get to sleep with Sleep Edition, looking for indica, sativa, happy balance,
wink.
The big OGs.
Whether you're just looking to forget.
If you're exactly. OGs. Not only do they have something for you, delicious flavors as well, and they are locally scratch made here in Arizona. So to learn more about OG's gummies and where you can find them, head on over to ogsbrand.com and make sure before you get your OGs, you stock up on your Circle K
and guard them with your life.
And guard them with your life because
we got thieves around here.
Yeah,
imagine how Krause and Kels feels. They were fighting for a playoff spot the more.
Okay, So
let's
we'll
not
get
read
to that
one.
comment in 1 second.
Dave J.
Yeah. Circle K. Make sure
Oh,
you're
sorry
part. No,
about
you're
that.
good. Make sure you're part of the inner circle. Are you part of the inner circle?
I'm part of. Yes, I am.
Yes.
I didn't forget. I am part of the inner circle,
Yeah.
folks. Circle K.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So you save 25 cents per gallon on your first 5 fill-ups and 3 cents per gallon every day. Plus, they're always offering free snacks, free drinks. And listen, the snacks are elite.
Well, obviously, because people keep
stealing them in this office.
Has Circle K adopted our new tagline yet?
Steal?
Stay away from my Circle K snacks.
Yes,
I could say
exactly.
stay the hell away from it, but I don't think they'd use that. So.
Join the inner circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit circlek.com for details. Okay, we can read Dave's comment, which says, imagine how Krause and Kells feel. They were fighting for a playoff spot, then more arena drama and lack of
Did
improvement
you write that? Or you
by
Dave
the
J?
ownership group, then this 14-game
What?
losing streak, and back to selling.
That's so good. Dave, Craig Morgan J.
Who's Dave?
Yeah, I know those guys are feeling it. They want to win.
Yeah.
You know, the Krauser's the longest tenured guy. I can only imagine he's feeling it. And he puts in, I mean, who better to embody the team than a guy like him and Kells, and guys are competitors and they could pack it in, but they don't. I mean, look at him go down the tunnel and come back, and
Yeah.
it's pretty serendipitous timing that the 14-game losing streak came right around a certain amount of time, which block out the noise, boys, but sometimes the noise is deafening.
We've talked about that a lot. It's
Yeah.
easy to say block it out. People have lives.
Yep.
It has an impact. It has an
Yep.
impact.
There is.
Another super chat, this one from Steven. Thanks for being upbeat and having a laugh despite the ongoing issues. Thank you, Steven. We try to make things fun here. And let's
Steven
Speaking of having a laugh.
Steven Fernando.
speaking of having a laugh. So, Craig, why don't you explain?
So there was a
this
tweet that went out, and Coyotes Nation seized on it and started clapping back at Canadian. Shockingly, this is Canadian.
Well, let's get on
The
the
original
Canadians.
Birdsy. Seriously, I just spent 4 days in Phoenix and nobody mentioned hockey once. Haha, except me. I even asked the cab driver on my way to the airport what he thought of the Coyotes, and he thought I was talking about the animal laugh emoji. So
Wow,
credit
real
to
original.
the Coyotes fan base. They clap back at this guy, and we have some of those. You can read some of those. Because,
All right. So let's read the first clap back. This one is from James Mackey, who said, I just spent 4 days in Ottawa and nobody mentioned hockey once. Haha, except me. I even asked the cab driver on my way to the airport what he thought about the Senators, and he thought I was talking about politics. All right, good one, James. This
Suck
one
at
is
you.
from Cameron.
Cameron, who, by the way, sent me a bunch of these tweets, so shout out to Cameron.
Yes, thanks, Cameron.
Appreciate it.
Seriously, I just spent 4 days in Winnipeg and nobody mentioned hockey once. Haha, except me. I even asked the cab driver on my way to the airport what he thought of the Jets, and he thought I was talking about the airport. Next one. This one from Joe. Seriously, I just spent 4 days in Montreal and nobody mentioned hockey once. Haha, except me. I even asked the cab driver on my way to the airport what he thought of the Canadians, and he thought I was talking about the people. Next one from Sterling.
Look at this. We're cooking
I know,
right now.
seriously.
Hey, easy on Quebec City, Sterling.
I just spent 4 days in Quebec City and nobody mentioned hockey once. Haha, except me. I even asked the cab driver on my way to the airport what he thought of the Nordiques, and he said he doesn't want them back because they can't fill an NHL arena. Ooh.
That one stings. Be careful.
Wow.
Hey, be
Sterling,
careful.
you might have a
Yotes
whole city
Nation.
against you.
Who did we leave out? We left out the Maple Leafs.
We left out the Leafs.
You got
and
one for the Leafs?
So I had, let me see. Okay, so this is what I wrote. Seriously, I just spent 4 days in Toronto and nobody mentioned hockey once. Haha, except me. I even asked the cab driver on my way to the airport what he thought of the Leafs, and he thought I was talking about the stuff on trees.
Okay. You got one for Edmonton? You think of one? Edmonton was the one I was struggling with.
Okay,
So
what do you
seriously, I just spent 4 days in Calgary and nobody mentioned hockey once. Haha, except me. I even asked the cab driver on my way to the airport what he thought of the Flames, and he thought I was talking about the wildfires. Oh,
That's
low blow.
exactly
Low
what
That's
blow.
a low blow.
Low blow.
That's
Low
exactly
blow.
what I wrote.
I'm gonna go even lower.
Offside.
I'm gonna go even lower.
Offside.
Seriously, I just spent 4 days in Vancouver.
Offsides.
Nobody mentioned hockey once, haha, except me. I even asked the cab driver on my way to the airport what he thought of the Canucks, and he got pissed off at me and said, "Why are you using a racial slur?"
Good, not bad. What about the Oilers?
I did write one for the Oilers.
You got it? Okay, go. Let's
Hear
cover
it.
them all.
All right. Seriously, I just spent 4 days in Edmonton. Nobody mentioned hockey once. Ha, except me. I even asked the cab driver on my way to the airport what he thought of the Oilers, and he thought I was talking about the Rigs in northern Alberta. There you go.
So we got them all covered. We got them all
if you
covered.
have a better one in the chat,
Yeah,
Yotes
let
fans,
us
give
know.
it. Let's take it. Let's go.
I mean, don't mess with Yotes fans.
Don't mess
We've
with
been
the
through
Quebec.
enough shit.
Yeah, Yotes is top 5 city in North America. Why do you think? We got a lot of stuff going on here.
A lot of
Right.
NHL
Cooking.
players here.
A
A
lot
lot of NHL players
here.
here. Give us a call. We're
They're
around.
available.
Yeah.
They're
We
available.
want to help.
Might be able to help. Yep.
We would love to help.
Oh man. Anyway, the one thing about tonight's game, we'll always have last year's banner of sweeping the Leafs in the regular season.
Yep.
So nice.
That's over now too.
It's
that
over
streak's
now.
over.
But there was a really fun stat heading into tonight, and we'll give a shout out to our former producer Sean DePaz for making this connection last year. That Arizona had not lost in regulation in Toronto since October 17th, 2002.
Well, that's done.
Which was?
Sean made the connection that was the day Matthew Knies was born,
There you go.
which is crazy.
So he broke the curse.
he broke the curse tonight by scoring in this game, and it broke the curse. So, Leafs fans, this was a matter of Matthew Knies breaking the curse.
Took
more
an
than
Arizona
anything.
guy to do it.
And it took an Arizona guy
Yeah.
to do it. So, this game,
Nicey.
listen, no hockey in Arizona. What's the score of this game? 2 of your guys who scored tonight are from Arizona.
There you go.
Just saying. Just saying. All right. Well, let's finish things off by taking a look at the punch card, which is getting ugly. It's getting ugly.
I love the chat right now. The
Look
chat's
at
getting
that. Look
ugly.
at the punch card.
Look at the punch card.
As I said in the last,
Oh
it looks
my
like
God.
a PD homework assignment. Look at all the red on
looks
that.
like a bingo
Just
card.
brutal. Yeah. It's getting ugly.
Except we're not winning
It's a
anything.
lot of losses.
A, B, C, D.
Just
Just all A's.
It's tough. Was there something in the chat specifically you
Oh,
wanted
people are
to
just
talk about?
going at it right now.
Oh.
Over somebody said it made a Utah comment.
Oh, God,
and it's
yeah.
just going off right now.
Yeah, there you go.
I love it. Get him. Get the Utah guy. Nobody likes
Light
you
up the
anyway.
Utah guy.
Oh my God.
The salt fields there. What is it?
Salt Lake, whatever.
Salt Lake. Yeah. No salt in there.
Yeah.
There's no salt in a lake.
Do players want to live in Salt Lake
Dum
City?
dums.
Do players want to live in Salt Lake City? Come on, bring it.
It's pretty nice out there.
Stop it. You're not helping. You know what they don't have? They don't have Four Peaks. We have Four Peaks here. We're excited to go
Isn't
there.
it Dry County out? Oh, Four Peaks. Yeah.
Yeah,
Four Peaks is
exactly.
great.
Yeah, Sunday the 24th, we'll be there drinking the highest alcohol content beer they have.
Yep.
I personally love the peach, the wow. Craig loves the wow.
Love the
PD loves
Kilt
the Kilt
Lifter.
Lifter. Yeah,
Yep.
it's like PD 2.0 is here. Yeah,
Yeah.
Kilt Lifter's great. So make sure you're checking out Four Peaks wherever you buy your beer and swing by the 8th Street Pub as well. Visit fourpeaks.com/locator to find all your favorite beers and events. Check out at Four Peaks Brew or at Four Peaks Pub to keep up with the latest at Arizona's hometown brewery. You must be 21 or older to drink Four Peaks, and please drink responsibly. Salt Lake City isn't going to have a lake in 20 years. Oy, oy, oy. Oh, man.
Good chat.
Well, listen, if you're looking to make some changes to your home and you've been procrastinating, now is the time, because Empire Today, and I get it, doing a floor, it's a huge undertaking. It's a lot, but it changes your entire home. And if you're looking for great quality flooring and great service, check out Empire Today. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see our beautiful wood floors here.
That's right.
Empire Today installed them. They were efficient. They were professional. They were extremely helpful. So check it out. And you also don't have to go anywhere. You can just do it all at home. Have someone come to you. Schedule a free in-home estimate today. And all listeners can receive a $350 off discount when they use the promo code PHNX. Restrictions apply. See empirettoday.com/PHNX.
Is that
for
true, Craig,
details.
up there? All Tex easy.
Oh yeah,
Ducks
that is
pull-
true. The Ducks did pull Ilya Lyubushkin from the lineup tonight, and we
Bushy.
heard, I think it was Pierre LeBrun said Toronto it might be in the mix.
Boosh.
So,
All right.
there you go.
Good for Bush, the
So
dancing
they-
bear.
So they must have watched Dumba and said,
No, yet.
But we
Yeah.
made the pitch. We made him
We
a
made the
dog.
pitch. I think,
He
well,
played
I think
well.
he-
We tried.
I think they
Sorry,
said,
BA, we tried.
Well, I think someone's looking for a first.
Yeah, well,
He
He
publicly.
only wants first, folks.
Publicly.
That's how you build a team with just first. No 7th round picks.
we have
Joe Pavelski, Henrik Zetterberg, Pavel Datsyuk, Jason Demers. All first round picks. Yeah, Jason Demers. You know who I am.
All right. We have another super chat from Andrew. This one's hilarious. I got into hockey and chose the Yotes as my team right before the All-Star game. This is all I know.
Poor guy.
Andrew, I got to be honest. That's dedication.
You should pay $10 for that.
Andrew, I mean, we appreciate having you here. Thanks for joining us.
Save that money to pay for that horse feed. Take care of that horse. Jeez Louise.
Oh, all right. Well, any final thoughts on this game before we wrap up?
Good God, no. Do I want to
talk about this
We
game
got to
more?
do this again
Build
tomorrow
on the
night.
work ethic in the third for tomorrow. Roll it over.
Okay.
Listen, this Ottawa team can be.
Oh, they can
be
beat
it
Ottawa.
worked.
They can beat Ottawa.
Yes, you can beat
We'll
them.
see.
This is a one.
But you're right. Karel Vejmelka's going to have to steal this one. They're going to have to get great goaltending. And
I don't know how banged up Krauser is if he's
right.
If
And
he
is
came
Keller back
and,
or is Keller not back?
Yeah. And
Yeah, a lot of questions.
That's huge. So I think we'll see what kind of happens. And they need to, veggie. We need a veggie night.
Yep.
We need a veggie. Get your veggies. Get some sleep. Get into Ottawa. Take the train.
There you
Get
go.
to wherever the
Hopefully
rink
you don't have
is.
to take a bus.
Wherever
Well,
the
you
rink
gotta
is.
you gotta take a plane, a train, a
know?
boat to get to Canada, Ottawa, where it's an absolute Ottawa fans the worst place to have a building. Mullet's better than that.
Such a horrible location.
It's horrible.
You know, funny. PD and I recorded an audio only pod today. That's going to run Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
And we're talking about Tales from the Road, and we recounted that bus ride from Ottawa to Montreal. Do you remember when the plane broke down? We had to drive on a bus. We got in like 3 a.m. It's snowing in Montreal.
Right to the bar.
The
Open till
Ritz is
6
a nice
in
place.
Montreal.
The Ritz is a nice
Yeah,
place.
it's a nice place.
That's hilarious.
All right, take us out of here, Leah.
Oh, man. Well, everybody, thanks so much for being here for yet another edition of Pack Therapy. We appreciate you all, and be sure to become a diehard. There's, for our new Coyotes fans here in the chat, become a diehard. So many perks. You get access to our Discord, where, by the way, our PHNX Cardinals crew dropped huge news in there earlier. So it's not just us. It's also all of our shows providing great insight. You also get 20% off merchandise, 20% off on events. You're going to get first access at our tickets to our takeover tomorrow. So just a ton of great perks to becoming a diehard, as well as our diehard only content. But JD, it's been a pleasure having you back. We hope to have you back
so
again
much fun
soon.
chilling.
Yeah, we needed a new voice today.
I tell you what, these chairs over there. I tell you
the
what,
more furniture recliners.
I might sell my house and just come and live here for a little bit.
You could sleep on those recliners.
I
There
will.
you go. Oh man. Well, you can follow us on Twitter. You can follow JD at Jason Demers 5.
I think
You can follow me at Leah Merrill. You can follow Craig at Craig S. Morgan. PD will be back tomorrow. You can
Don't follow
him
PD.
at S. Peters Hockey.
PD.
Follow Danielle at
Your
Abrica
move.
Danielle.
Your move.
Yeah, follow the show at PHNX_Coyotes. Be sure to subscribe to the PHNX Sports YouTube channel. We'll be live again tomorrow night. And make sure you subscribe wherever you get your podcasts so you don't miss our audio-only episodes like Craig mentioned. We have one dropping Saturday. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday night, everybody, and we will see you all tomorrow.
We all silly like the mayor.